No, you're never gonna see no unicorn, except for maybe on the Dork Table, 'cause, well, I get a little weird and I play some weird shit.
A little.
A little.
Next to the word weird in the Dork Handbook, we're going to have to find an appropriate picture. To define to the masses what represents a dork.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Could be you.
It could be. I think it is me.
Well, see, what I'll do is I'll weigh all the possibilities and give it a lot of consideration, and then when that doesn't work, I'll flip a coin between two people, like an election, only better.
Oh, cool. Well, just make sure that when you put that picture there, let's make sure that my blue hair is showing.
Hey, blue hair. Where the hell are we?
We're at the Dork Table, and we're on reallibertymedia.com channel 3, also on the rlmradio.xyz site, and lots of other sites if you're listening. But if you're not listening, I'm just saying that just for shits and giggles. So, hi everyone. I didn't want to do the whole blue-haired Graham's Dork thing, so I just did Blue Graham's Dork.
Oh boy, here we go. Don't start a sentence with the word blue. It always ends badly for somebody.
Oh, really? Well, hold
Just
your
saying.
breath. Become a Smurf.
Wow. Dick Dork. Grimnerd.
And what?
We have a Grimnerd at large.
Yes, we do. And that Grimnerd is having entirely too much fun looking up Dork.
Well, he's menacing Dorkville.
And I have a new someone that I'm following over on Twitter simply because of her name.
That'd be good.
And I got it just a sec here. Where is it? There it is.
I don't know.
Dork Power. That is her name. Dork Power. And I saw that and I went, oh my God, I've got to follow this gal.
Hey, so Grim didn't like that Dork anthem thing I found the other day.
He didn't?
He sent me to a better one that I couldn't open. So I guess we're stuck with the anthem I found until we can find something to replace it. Don't know. It's not like there's rules, but Leslie, we got Dorkaline, we got Grim Nerd. I don't know. I think we had Wanted Taco was Taco Dork. It cracks me up. I can't help it.
Well, you're easily cracked up. Oop, said that E word.
Are you serious? I have, what? I have a very low tolerance to bad jokes. Even my own. Even when I bomb, I'm the one that go, "Oh boy, that was terrible." But when they're funny, I laugh so you don't even you can't hear what I'm saying. Just too much laughter going on in the background. There you go.
There you go. Hey, I like Circle's definition. Or maybe she just wrote that. Okay. Someone who sits around writing the 500th definition of the word in an urban dictionary. Oh, yeah, that would be a dork.
Oh, the one that reads it, too.
Well, especially the one that reads it live online. So,
there you go.
Should I say hey to everybody?
Yeah.
Oh, Dorkline said that's from the Urban Dictionary. Okay, over here in the Crush and Run, Corner Pocket, whatever you wish to say. I know that Sock Puppet is over here because he shared it. Other than that, I don't know who else is listening, but hey, everybody over here in the Corner Pocket. Hey, y'all. And where you need to be. Oh, we got a peeping Tom Dork. Oh, that's just creepy.
Well, nothing's too good for the Dork Table.
That's true.
Our motto. We'll stand by that fucker for a while.
And admitting it is half the battle. Tom, you're such a peeper. Okay, over here in the Dork Table, right up top, is the missionary man, Mr. Dork. Although he didn't add dork to the end.
No,
Yeah,
no.
yeah, because he's just not dorky enough yet. He hasn't embraced his inner dork.
Play trivia with the guy sometime. He's not a dork.
Oh, good Lord, I have, and I just usually, because my internet is so succular.
Next.
Yeah.
We will not assimilate. Next.
I will not become an Asmosian. Thank you.
Okay.
But I will defend his right to be there.
Well, there you go. All right. See how you are. Dude, take one for the team.
Have no idea.
I also see Barman Dork is here.
Hey, barman.
And he is the most dorkular barman ever. I also see the lovely Beth Z is here, as well as Grim Nerd, who is just plain grimmy nerdy. You know, because he's the one that looked up Dick Dork.
Betsy and Grim Nerd. Hey.
I also see the lovely Moose Girl is here. Hey, woman, how you doing? As well as the lovely Kate from down in that great state of Texas, where it's warm.
Good evening, Miss Moose and Miss Kate.
I also see...
Trust no one.
Was that evil enough? I'm really working on my evil laugh.
Wow. We have got to talk about this sometime.
Well,
it's becoming a fucking obsession with you to be evil.
Well, why not? Dang it. Somebody's got to do it, and I would have fun with it. I also see Alias D is here. I got corrected on that the other day. I don't know if that's actually the way it's supposed to be, but that's the way I'm going to say it from now on. So there, until I don't. I also see I'm here, blue-haired Grammsdork. Oh, look, Barman changed his name to Bardork.
Wow.
I love it.
It's too weird. Okay.
I also see Charles
continue,
Sidoni
Miss
is here. Hey, I'm only 10 minutes in. Give me time.
Charles Sidoni.
Yeah. Hey. The lovely Chloe is also logged in, but she's been silent for a while. I also see IB Don C. Dork.
Hey, Don.
Well, okay. Hey, Blue Grammsdork. Hey, Moose Girl.
Hey, Moose.
Miss Moose, how are you doing this day today, Miss Moose?
Oh, you do a wonderful dork voice.
You're very welcome.
I also see Java Doctor is here, as well as the number 2 version, which is the new and improved one.
Yeah, and the 2.
Yeah. Also, the lovely Rain is here, as well as Rob Works, who will be on shortly after us, or quickly after us. Yeah, depending on how quickly I shut off my stream, which, you know, women can do that, men can't.
You know what? I can sneeze and pee at the same time. Don't give me your nonsense.
Hey, Rob, didn't you get him some Depends earlier today? Okay, I also see somebody is in here. There is somebody in the room. I can
Greetings and salutations, one and all.
Somebody's here.
That's me.
Oh, okay. Hi, Hannah Banana. Hannah Banana Bobana. Oh, look at her. She's such a pretty girl.
Yeah.
Her loves her daddy.
Yeah, she's being all trying to get me to play with her now with the sock.
Oh, I see how she is. Watch it, sock puppet. Hannah wants to play with you.
Holy shit. That's a whole different kind of sock.
Uh-huh. I don't want to know. Let's see. Where am I at? What? The cat must have got Chloe's tongue or fingers. Oh, wow. Ooh, ouch. That sounds painful. Okay. I also see Taco Dork is here. You know, I actually thought about having burritos last night because I was scrounging around and I looked and I had no leftovers in the fridge. So I had to look in the freezer for some stuff. And I was going to do a burrito, and then I saw the beer rocks that my daughter made me for Christmas, and so I had one of those. Took a while because I had to pop it in the oven because I don't like doing that shit in the microwave, but oh well. Back to, where was I? Oh yeah, Phantom!
Wow. Wow.
Oh, there's a burp snart in the chat. What the hell is a
know,
burp snart?
I don't know, but I read that when I was listening to you, and the only thing I could think of was, wow. Okay.
Well, alrighty then. Okay.
Houston to Grammy. Come in, Grammy.
Woo!
Telling you. You're not on the rocket chair today, dear.
Huh, yeah, but whee.
You could sit down. Yeah.
Yeah, but I got assaulted first thing this morning, so.
Oh, no. The Nerf toys are real. I got poked in the eye.
You could put someone's eye out with that. Uh-oh, somebody crossed the streams. In any case, let's see. Yeah, Taco Dork. And then we also have Phantom. Hey, Phantom, how you doing? As well as Colfax 101.
Colfax.
Snuffles is crying because...
the cat's in the lab.
Yeah,
I know
rascal.
the routine.
Yeah.
I've
Goofballs.
actually listened to your show, so I know what your cat is doing.
Yeah, I know. She's taunting the dog, is what she is. And she knows she's doing it. Oh, that's a burp, sneeze, fart. Wow, that sounds painful. And when it's a burp, sneeze, fart, does it possibly develop into a shart? Let's not go there, shall we? Okay, hi, Cole. Hi, Colfax 101.
Colfax 101.
As well as Dakota, where the snow is deep. It's deep over yonder. Okay.
Y'all heard that. Deep.
It's deep. I also see Dorkaline is in the chat, and I think I know who that person is. Yeah, that's Flash's brain, for those of you that don't know.
Ow.
Well, you always have to ask her. She must
I
be your...
always say that. You should see her face. Yeah, right. I ask her. Okay.
Yeah, and she says, yes, dear.
Yeah. Yeah, so there you go.
Hey.
Touche.
I also see Jehovah One is in the chat, as well as Kozu, and I see Kozu just popped in over here in the corner pocket as well. Let's see. Okay, breaks highlights. Oh, you broke them? Wow, I hate when that happens. Okay, where am I at? Oh yeah,
Oh no,
bot. See, I was making just the right noise for that. Where am I at? Bot, as well as North Force, which is that Bursey ass wind, which we don't have yet. It's weird. We're supposed to be having icky weather, but it's really not icky yet. Yeah,
you said the magic word.
Yeah. I also see Peeping Tom Dork. He's a pervy little bugger, but we like him anyway. And looky there, Sock Puppet is in the room, as well as rounding out the crew, Bill_. Because that leaves room for either improvement or expletives or whatever.
Yeah, I guess.
See? Under 20 minutes. Booyah.
Oh, now it's going to be like a competition. Okay.
That's a record.
Yeah, I'm telling you. There was that one time you talked so long that Asmo was threatening to start typing. I've gone through our Dork Table archives in search of the ultimate answer, to the ultimate question.
Life, the universe, and everything?
Oh, it's beyond all that. But I simplified it. I just came up with, why the fuck did we do this?
Because we can.
No, absolutely not. If that was the case, why would there be so many dead guys that made shit that would be good for everybody? I wonder about these things. Mhm.
You got that wine thing down, man. That's your Jew
Yeah.
showing.
Yeah.
Letting your
Well,
Jewy
you
Jewness
can't-
out.
You can't embrace your inner dork without breaking a few eggs on the way. And they don't necessarily have to be chicken eggs. If you catch my drift.
Drift. Don't say drift. We're supposed to have snow.
Oh, you're gonna get snow. Trust me.
Well,
You know that?
my little
Let me
sister shared. IB Don C phone is on. Hi, IB Don C phone.
IB Don's phone.
Yeah.
Wow, is that like an advertisement? I don't know.
Maybe it's
Is
bragging.
it some kind, maybe he's a Russian and he's communicating with his Russian spy friends on the RLM.
You know,
What about that?
I saw the Russian hack that someone shared earlier. There is actual proof that there is a Russian hack.
Oh no, not another one.
Yes.
Okay, what is it?
It's way cool. It's these little towels that look like Mentos,
Yeah.
but they're a towel. And when you put water on them, they get huge, humongous. And it's like,
Yeah.
whoa, that's a cool hack. Why do they call that a hack?
I don't see. You're asking me. Wow, I'm still trying to figure out what the hard drive does on a computer. I don't know.
Oh, it does something?
Me about it does something. There's all kinds of parts here. Well, I took the keyboard off to look at it a couple of weeks ago, and well, that didn't work out too well. But I did get the keyboard back on there working again.
Oh, hey.
Small little tiny Trump-like fingers I have.
Well, hey. See?
Yeah.
You got to see the inner workings.
Of what? Oh, yeah, the computer. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
sure.
was it like a cosmic experience?
No.
Oh, okay.
It was more like a what the fuck did I do this for experience.
I'm thinking that's probably the same thing God was thinking after he created man. He went,
Right.
What the fuck did I do that for?
You tell me that in your lifetime, somewhere along the road, something didn't catch your eye, and for some weird reason, you had to follow your moment and go do whatever the fuck it was you thought of doing. And it doesn't have to be a computer. It could be anything goofy, but we all do it. And the difference between us and them is we just talk about it and we don't care.
Those are my hold my beer, watch this moments. And
not
all of them involve injury, at least not physical.
Voting or registering. See, all the traps. We avoid the traps as much as we can.
Yeah.
Because, the last time I used my straw man was with Cirque, and we're coming up on 3 years in May.
Sweet.
I know. I don't get it. She just keeps me around and says, hey, what's going on? There you go.
Oh, hey, Grimmy says the Chinese president will preach the advent of a new world order. So are we going to order a new world? Is that what we're going to do? Waiter, garçon, I would like a new world, please. One without ass hats.
Well, I think this is all just a bunch of rubbish.
Well, yeah, which is why we want to order a new world, because this one's full of rubbish. We need another one.
No, I don't agree with that. I'm going to go with the Larry Woods theory.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to go along with that. The wavelengths that we live on are not good for us. The sources of energy on both a physical level and an emotional level are bad for us. The people that supply the energy sources to us know it. And they just have covered it up over the years. And they feed the population this never-ending stream of bullshit that doesn't mean anything. and they buy it.
Ah.
Yeah, okay, like take for example my inability to comply with the organized law in any way, shape, or form other than what I'm absolutely forced to do. Unless there's guns and shit, I ain't doing what they want. And when they show guns, then I think, okay, we'll compromise at this point. And that's how I live.
Is it really considered a compromise, though?
Fuck yeah. You ever had a gun shoved in your face? Wait, let me tell you, it's a terrifying experience when there's a cop shaking, pointing a gun at you. No, and I could see him, so he could have been more than 25 feet away. Because I'm blind. I'm a blind guy with glasses. But
no.
I saw that cop pointing that gun, shaking. I'm thinking, what the fuck is all this about?
Now, see, I've never had a cop point a gun at me.
Yeah.
But I had a brother who thought he was really funny pointing a 22 at me, a 22 rifle, whatever, at me.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Oh, it's not loaded. What are you worried
no.
about?" And my hand came up and swiped it away just as he pulled the trigger, and he put a hole in my bedroom wall.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Well, siblings.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the luck of the draw.
Yeah, that was definitely one of those moments where I, and I was young enough that I wasn't thinking the word shit. I was just
Yeah.
And
it's scary. Yeah, it's a scary thing. Well, people throw guns, the talk of gun around like it's, I don't know, like it's a tool you keep in your shed. And I don't hold that value. I got a different idea what they're for. So I don't really see any point in me having one because I'd shoot somebody with it. What the fuck? Just make things worse.
Yeah.
So I figured it like this, right? I've lived this damn long, and it's just ridiculous. I'm going to go out and inhale a gunfire now, so I don't care anymore. I got no reason to defend, and I've got nobody to attack. So that's the space that I occupy.
Yay!
Well, I would make a terrible enemy. I mean, if I chose to be somebody's enemy, it'd be terrible. So I try not to do that.
Yeah, What did I do, Moosey? Well, I pretty much told my brother, wait till Dad gets home.
Wow.
And that was enough to scare the hell out of him because Dad wanted to know how in the hell that hole got in my bedroom wall. And
yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Boy, the stories you can think of under pressure are phenomenal.
Well,
if I would have wrote them down when I was 8, 9, 10 years old, I could be making movies out of them today. That was a joke.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, if I'd wrote down some of the...
Well, yeah, because in our day, Pops, he played his game with a belt. You didn't do what you were told. You got shot. Smack. Boom.
Yeah, well, that's the way my dad played, too. Only Dad,
yeah, right.
He would line us all up because there was 5 of us at this time, when he would do that. And he'd just line us up along the couch. And, if nobody would fess up, then everybody had to drop their drawers and everybody got a swat. And it's like,
shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Holy. How did we get on this crazy topic?
I have no idea.
Beat your kids for their their welfare.
Yeah, I know, for their own good. Well, I tell you what, we got to the point, people say that smells bring back memories. Well, I tell you what, the sound of someone pulling their belt out of their jeans, wow.
Wow. Okay, now we're going to talk about sex. Oh, that's not. Oh, no, okay. Never mind, that was me. Sorry, honey.
No.
Yeah, I was trying to change the subject, but it just got worse.
Yes, it did.
Hey,
worse Dork has decided to join us.
But I had this great concoction I created, but I can't get anybody to drink it. So I was thinking of going down and broadcasting from the bathroom and drink it myself, just to see what the results would be. But be safe. But then again, on the other hand, then I thought it through and went, well, no. It'll probably get us all banned off YouTube and shit. So. I had a moment of sanity. Ding.
Oh, man. I hate when those pop in.
Yeah, it did that into the room, and I went, oh, it would be funny as hell, but no. I don't think... who would be the guy to do that? Take one for the team for RLM. Broadcast from the toilet, drinking prune juice in 151.
Whoa.
What a show that would be!
Oh.
Yeah, I'd be looking for penguins after 5 minutes of that shit. Anyway, so on a more serious note, Mary, you might not be very well with this, but my wife makes the best fucking cup of coffee in Denmark, as you can see. I'm showing. Is that?
I see that.
See the rewards of just being a nice guy.
Man.
But I think I wrote a little. I went all ballistic on the blurb for the Dork Table this week. You got it. I like it when you read them because you read them all dramatic and make them even weirder than I wrote them.
Yeah, I got it. Let me.
Do you feel talkative, Miss Mary?
What? Talkative?
Does Miss Mary want to read to the class?
Certainly. Okay. You ready?
Oh, I'm ready. Take it away, Miss Mary.
Ta-da! D's and D's as the days drip into the endless bowl of lies. Man-made disasters and all-around fuckery. We sit around the ashes and best each other with our vast knowledge of places we've never seen because they are being bombed back to the Stone Age for our own safety and security. We suckle the bosom of Mother State.
Couldn't have said that better myself, Miss Mary.
At the expense at the expense of any who dare to speak out in defiance against her. Those young people will die on somebody else's bit o' dirt. That's the sad side of the bit o' honey, by the way. To keep us safe and secure. Do you suffer from a terminal case of authority worship? Do you think... Stop it.
Wow. Okay.
Do you think calling the anonymous tip line to get rid of those dirty hippies across the road as they do their dirty hippie things? Ooh, now I'm going to have to watch. All this and the bill to have the House and Senate vote through interpretive dance on the Dork Table on RLM at noon Eastern Time. Okay, there you go. How did you like my interpretive dance?
Oh, man, it would have been better in the Eeyore suit. But I'll give you an 8 out of a possible 10.
Oh, okay.
Because, hey, the choices I have to make in life. Anyway,
yes.
So where were we? So
I don't know.
What did you think of was that a nasty, negative little blurb? I mean,
I found it amusing.
Oh, okay, because I was trying to be funny, but when I read it back, I went, wow, boy, am I mad at somebody.
No,
Somebody's got my pecker caught in a Cuisinart and I can't get out.
Ow! That's Cirque needs to cut back on the cakles.
Oh, holy fuck. What? Now what?
You started it.
I didn't have any idea it was going there with it. Well, okay. I dropped the ball at the 5-yard line, so what's new?
Oi. Well,
I'll just get Vince to come in and punt.
Oh, okay. So, since I read yours, you want me to go ahead and read my little bit of real news?
Yeah. It was a segue. See?
It was a segue.
I was throwing myself on the mercy of the court here. Yeah, it was a segue into your great writing skills.
Oh. Yeah, well, this just popped into my head while I was doing dishes this morning because, well, I got assaulted first thing this morning when I walked into a chat unsuspecting and got shot. So here's what happened. Early breaking news. This just in. You know, you got to have those sound effects. Details are sketchy, and so are the participants, and probably the reporter as well. From what this reporter was able to gather this morning, a half-asleep, unsuspecting, sweet little old lady stepped into a cyber room and was shot for impersonating a duck. Yes, I read that right. A duck. This reporter is unsure how Eeyore footy pajamas even remotely resemble a duck, and I haven't had an opportunity to interview the culprit yet, but that's beside the point. I'll make something up as the time this goes to press. Something to do with demon weed. Yeah, that should stir the masses. Back to the story. Witnesses state that the sweet little old lady retaliated with a shot of her own, but unfortunately it was only a flesh wound and the culprit was able to escape into another chat room. By the time the SLOL, which is a hell of a lot faster to type than sweet little old lady, was able to catch up with him, she had found he had met up with a cohort who supplied him with fresh ammo and then ducked for cover. Lily little varmint that he is. Apparently hoping that he could just hide and watch the carnage that was about to ensue. This is where things get sketchy. According to witness statements, the unimaginable happened. This SLOL whipped out 2 rapid-fire Nerf guns and opened fire, nailing the 2 culprits and several innocent bystanders as she dove behind the couch. Oh, the humanities! Chatters scrambling willy-nilly for cover. Shush. Most unsure of what was going on, and a few, yeah, you know the ones, that just sat there and watched with nary an muttered. At this time, no real injuries have been reported. The instigator can be seen sipping his coffee and firing up his bubbler. Yep. I knew demon weed was involved. His cohort seems to be looking for another pot to stir, and other chatters have settled back down to their regular clickety-clack. And from behind the couch, a muted fucking meow can be heard. This reporter ventured over to the couch to see if there was anything I could do, and the only reply I got was, "I'm fine. Just bring me my fucking crayons and a blanket." I'm thinking blanket fort is what I'm thinking. As I report this to you, I wonder, could this be an indication of what is to come? Could this be the beginning of the end? Or the beginning of the begin? Perhaps it's too soon to tell, but rest assured, this reporter will not rest until I find out how Eeyore footy jammies look like a duck. Now back to your regularly scheduled scrolling. Film at 11.
And out of the 2 of us, I'm the one that smokes. Wow. It's not fair, Miss Mary. I'm telling you, Miss Mary, it's a conspiracy. They're all again me. and I don't like it. Oh, and did you know my gold boycott went to fuck?
It did.
Man,
Why's that?
don't you be well? See, I have a logic behind my fucking reasoning that other people don't seem to share because they're greedy cunts. Okay, and it goes like this.
Okay.
In the old days, gold was traded for between $22 and $35 an OZ. Okay. Yeah. And then these fractional reserve banking Federal Reserve pricks got their greasy little fucking Jewy gooey money loving fingers into everything.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And now look at the mess they made.
Yeah, everybody says, "Oh my God, look how much gold is worth," and it's like, no, reverse that. Look how little your dollar is worth.
It's garbage. Yeah, dollar's worth nothing. So anyway, to make my long story short, my boycott, I figured it would catch on. People get the logic behind it. If gold was trading at $35 across the board, there you go, and it would be what 15 bars of silver. It would be the value of silver, whatever, 15 to 1, like the old days. But these politicians have lied and manipulated and conned their way into this shit that we're playing. And it's bound to collapse. I mean, I do not doubt a collapse, or at least somebody's going to show a strong arm and start holding back things. You know, if you don't do this, we're not going to deliver the food for 5 days. See how you like that shit.
Ooh, that would be cool. I think even just a couple days would most definitely get someone's attention.
I think we're in a blackmail-based world. Would you disagree with that?
Oh, no. Well, that's what everything is. It's all extortion.
Okay, so being as my gold boycott failed, what are we going to do now? I didn't have a plan B.
I don't know, but I'm looking over here in the corner pocket, and apparently Vil just got fingered. News at 11.
Bill got fingered?
Vil. V-I-L-L-E.
Vil.
Vile, Vil, whatever. Just got fingered.
Finland.
Yeah, and it's like, whoa. Dang.
Well, you know what they say, better them than me.
Yeah, but it was over in the corner pocket, so apparently there was... Wow.
Wow. Let's start some rumors, Miss Mary.
Okay.
Let's get all personal. Let's do what Hans does, and we'll get all into people's shit behind their back and talk about them when they're not around.
Well, Grammy and I tried to start one the other day because we both...
What about?
We both entered the chat at the same time. And
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
suspicious. And then Grimmy let it slip that he's hoping that nobody notices that I hadn't changed my clothes.
No, I hadn't noticed either.
Well, oopsie. But that didn't go very far because obviously people are going, really, move along.
Kansas, New Mexico, come on. We're all a little smarter than that.
Oh, man.
I mean, you might get some of them to vote, okay? You might get some of them, to roo-rah for the military, and you might get some of them to even say, fuck the towel heads, and, different people have their different levels. But if you really, really loved your government, you wouldn't be here.
True.
Because we have a person of that persuasion, and he usually comes by to harass me or something, and I miss him so because he's not here. I am sad. I'm a sad little dork.
See, you get so used to having your little stalker, and then when your stalker is no longer stalking you, it's like, what the hell did I do wrong? Did I change my deodorant? What the hell?
Well, and this is an interesting the guy is just he's a bottomless pit of don't do this. Here, let me show you what to do, and then whatever he does, do something different. I'll give you an example.
Okay.
This Vil character, __ at the end of his name, comes into the RLM chat the other day, and immediately gets pounced upon for his IP address being whatever it was, some kind of code jibber jabber that only the smart computer geeks know what it means, not people like me that can turn it on and off. But,
Yeah.
the people that do the programming and shit. Well, so he starts talking in that jibber jabber, and it gets to the point where even the guy's going, "Am I being punked here?" And that's how he met Hans.
Ah.
And the sad thing is, it took Grimm. Nobody else stood up and said it. I was just kind of going along, laughing along with it, because nobody told me, "Yeah, this is just Hans. He's just punking you." And Grimm comes on and says, "Knock it off." He's like a child in the room. And he thinks I don't like him because I tell him to fuck off and leave me. I get to a point where, wow, one more word out of you, mister, and you're going to your room you're going to have broccoli for dinner.
Ooh, no, broccoli would not be a torture for me, but asparagus? Asparagus?
But see, I wasn't talking about you.
I know, but
now you want it to be about you? Okay,
I'm
Miss Mary,
projecting.
you're going to your room with a big plate of asparagus and a fork.
Egad.
And if you want any butter to drown it in, you better do your begging now. The answer's no.
I'm going to use that fork to dig my way out of the room.
Yeah, right. Plastic fork. You'd probably break all your fingernails trying that one.
I probably
speaking
would.
Of which, hey, speaking of which, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got a sneaking suspicion. All right. I can't quite tell you where I heard this, but I heard the Americans and NATO are putting forces on the Russian border.
Yeah, I keep hearing that too, and everybody says it's the most troops that have been put there since World War II, and I'm wondering how many troops have been there since World War II. Did they just add 100 troops? But, those headlines, they can make you think it's a massive movement. And even if it's only, 1,000 is a lot of people, yes. That's half of the population of where I work, but it's
where you
still
work? Oh, the city where you work.
Yeah, the city where I work, but it's
You're
like
being Danglish now, Mary.
I know, but it's like, okay,
Have you been talking to my wife again?
let's whip up the masses here, shall we? I gotta read this quote that Grimner just shared in the RLM a little bit ago. Do not blame Caesar. Blame the people of Rome, who have so enthusiastically acclaimed and adored him and rejoiced in their loss of freedom. That's from Cicero. Yeah.
Well, they always say hindsight's 20/20. You can't see you're standing in a pile of shit all the time. When it's you. Sometimes it takes certain kinds of people like years to realize that their feet are just covered in shit. They just can't smell it. Everybody else around them knows it, but they don't know it.
Yeah. Well, I think your nose gets used to the aroma, and so it's just a natural way of being.
But see, being a dork, I've always been the one accused of that, when the truth of the matter was I was one of the few that was willing to face the horrible reality about how we're treated as people. It's terrible. Human rights and all this bullshit they shove down your throat while they're poisoning your fucking fuel. Are you insane to believe 2 words these idiots say? That's my question. That's me. That's the way. You got that society thing going, and I got that. Wow, society wouldn't know a good deal if you handed it to them for free. I think that society's conditioned that if it doesn't have a high price on it, therefore it has no value. And that is the biggest destructive force on this life. Always misjudging what you're looking at because your value system is fucking warped and you're an idiot. But how can you tell another man your value system is warped and you're an idiot without hurting his feelings?
You have to say it in a way that's not saying your value system is warped and you're an idiot. You have to use different.
Nothing else seems to work.
Well,
what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
I don't know. But to me, the most valuable thing I got is time. Because I'm spending it all the time, but I'm very, very picky about how I spend it.
Oh, and you do the dork table with me. I feel special now.
You should.
Because I know I brought up the World War III crap and all that, and I didn't start the table to do that, but I'm like 1,400 miles from Russia, so I've got a little bit of a stake in this, and Poland's the next country over after Germany. We got German border in Denmark, but going the other way, going east, you run into Poland. And wait a minute. I wasn't counting on all this when I signed up to be a Dane.
Well,
I'm no
it's
more
a great
Danish
big
than-
game of Stratego, and we just need to stop playing. And sadly, the ones that really need to stop playing are not the ones that are going to unless people start talking to them, and not just saying "fuck the army" or "fuck this" or "fuck that." Don't
Yeah.
Don't
no,
be
that's not a good
aggressive
picture.
towards them. You need to sit down and talk with them and say, "Do you really understand here, hun? Let me explain some things from my perspective, and then I will give you some places where you can look and you can start looking and do your own research." But let them know that you are not fighting and dying for freedom, for God and country, for any of that other fun shit. You are fighting and dying so that someone else can make a buck on both ends of the equation.
Right. And the answer here's what I'm going to say in defense of because I agree with you, right? But still, in defense of the person, they're not wired to understand what you just said.
Which is why you feed it to them softly and you just give them information to check out on their own.
All right. Well, see, then that brings up a sore subject with a lot of people right now that I should probably avoid. So let's go somewhere else.
Okay.
Okay.
IB Don C
let's not
phone
be a
is
downer
having
guy.
issues. He's in, he's out. Grimmy, I don't know that I would say poor IB Don C. I think maybe, just maybe, he's in, he's out. He's in, he's out. He might be having a good time.
Well, we lost one to the 4 winds out there in the world.
Yep.
Because he didn't think I was funny, man. Like I wasn't the guy that was going to make him fucking laugh. Like I'm a clown or something. You know what I mean?
Okay, Yar. Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right.
Whoa. Rome has been liberated from the dungeon.
Booyah!
The dungeon. What's he, a fucking dragon? From the dungeon? For fuck's sake. Okay.
Ah.
Wow. I got a basement, man, and I live in Denmark, and I still don't got a dungeon. For fuck's sake. I'm jealous now. I think a guy named Flash should have a fucking dungeon.
Well, yeah.
There's something wrong with this equation.
I think somebody has a dungeon. It's just you're the wrong somebody.
Yeah, my cousin fucked somebody. He had a dungeon. Whoa.
Ah. Fuck somebody. Wow. Okay. Huh.
Yeah. Someday I will write down in script the lineage of the somebody line.
Oh, okay.
You got who and so on and so forth. And all the things that people want to know related to that subject. So yeah, the somebodies are, well, they're in history. They just they got overlooked.
Yeah, well, there's an awful lot of somebodies out there. Somebody's always doing something.
See, there you go. And almost always you go fuck somebody.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
our family plays a very important part in your daily conversations. Hey, you know what Larry was brought to mind, and I think I've seen a couple links about it lately. I don't know if they were mocking it. I didn't follow the link. I was headlining, right? And there, Grimner was doing that on the radio. I got stoned and forgot the source. But there is a reality to chanting. If the person doing it believes it as much as the others doing it, it will become a reality. That's how reality works.
Yeah.
To me, right? To you, I don't know. Maybe you have guys with guns that point guns at me and tell me what to do, and that's your reality. But that ain't my reality.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, there you go. And then what you do is you figure out where do you need to be to enjoy your own personal reality, and you go there. And I hear a lot of people say, well, I can't do that. Well, Vince just did it. He did a better job of it than anybody I've seen in quite a while.
Well, yeah, he's out on his own little grand adventure now.
Right,
And that's
but
his reality.
and the balls that it takes to go out there and travel freely amongst the common man in these times is stressful, to say the least.
Well,
Have you ever? He was complaining about the Greyhound, but have you ever been in traveled by Greyhound bus in your life?
yes, I have.
Okay, when I was a child of less than 10, we were up north about 300 miles from LA, and my father put me on the bus with a note, told the driver, this kid's going to LA, blah, 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 to meet a relative.
Mm-hmm.
It might have been 8, 9, something like that. And now, if you try to do that, you get arrested for child endangerment, lose the kid, be lawsuits against you. You probably break the non-smoking law, and all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
And see, what modern today people haven't got the ability to understand is that all that stuff is just made up.
True. But there are a lot of sick bastards out there, too, which is why you really don't want to do that with your kid.
Blah, blah, blah. See,
blah,
that's
blah.
today. Right,
Yeah.
that's today. That was done on purpose. Society is not a fucking mistake that was made. These people, they designed it to do exactly what it does. And they have the answers so that it would have never got here. That's what brought me to this decision.
Ah.
They know what Larry knows because Larry learned it from them.
Well, yeah.
There you go. So that means that the people who are they're forcing us to use inferior freaking fuel sources to sustain our life. They're lying about everything they say, not just one thing.
Oh, yeah.
All right. And then, like you see the military, this big chess movement. Well, beyond the chess movement, there's still people that get a paycheck to go shoot or blow somebody up or drop a bomb from an airplane or whatever. And as long as we do that to each other, this is what we're going to be.
Well, it's the paycheck mentality. You have to have a paycheck to do anything.
Okay, and the foundation of all that is all based on bullshit.
Yes.
Okay, well, there you go. We agree. Hey, wait a minute. Hey, we agree. Hey, maybe I'd better rethink my strategy here.
I know. Holy shit, we agree on something.
Well, okay, so actually, but yeah, the core of it, the part of it that's the most valuable, and it's really difficult for some people to go through a day without being a dick.
Yeah.
And Circle tell me, like, when she's sitting next to me on the computer and Hans says something, and I just had enough of Hans, and I go, fuck you, Hans, I'm right there in the front of the whole room, and she just shakes her head and looks at me, and that's just my way of saying I'm done. I'm not going to be run out of the room. It's like I don't know, maybe it's a swinging dick thing, You might have the last word and all that, but I'm not going anywhere. But I'm to the point now where, when I see him, I'm just ignoring him, and that's not good for me. He's not funny anymore. To me.
Yeah.
Okay? All right, this is the time that people should be getting along and at the very least, maybe like this morning, just cracking some jokes to get through the morning and have a cup of coffee and read the chat that's not a bunch of insults and crap. It was nice today. And the one thing that we were missing was my leader Hans.
Yeah.
My leader hose was missing.
Oh.
Damn it, I was wearing it this morning.
Your leader hoser, huh?
Well, it's amazing. All right, we have this RLM thing, right?
Uh-huh.
And it struck me. It goes against every real subjective bone I've got, but the backbone to what's going to make this actually do something for people is to actually market it and let people know it exists. And that's all it is. You don't have to sell anybody anything. You just, hey, check a look at this. Because the other night, B hadn't been on YouTube and signed up for the RLM thing, but she heard that we needed 100 names, so she went and did it. Sock Puppet I saw on there. I think we're up to 93 or something, right? And hopefully it does do something and you get that 100th monkey thing, and I believe that really does make an effect, changes things.
Well, yeah, you do reach a tipping point.
They get kids to kill each other over fucking sneakers.
Yeah. That's the whole scarcity bullshit.
Right. So I mean, if you're willing to kill to get sneakers, some part of me says it makes more sense to not do that. Whatever the opposite of that kind of mentality is, where I want to go.
Ah. Yeah, I just checked over here. 92 subscribers.
Yep. Well, me and Vince talk about it, and that's the whole point. You tell people, and they go, yeah, I'll do it. And then, 5 minutes goes by, and they forget to do it. It's not a big deal. I mean, crying out loud, it's not like life or death. It's just something we're playing with to see if we get to the 100th, does it improve the quality of something or not? Grimm says probably won't, and I just got to know. That Jew thing or whatever, I'm going to find 7 more people one way or another. I've got to blackmail them. I saw you messing around with that cat in the alley the other day.
Well, I mean, you do get your own URL out of the deal. But,
Right.
It's one of those things where it would be way cool, get a lot of people watching, a lot of people listening. Maybe Grimmy will start getting a little bit of money off it. I don't know. Well, we would have to have ads over there to be able to get, I think.
No.
I'm
I
not
don't
sure
mean it
how
like
that
that.
shit works, but
I don't mean it like that, though.
yeah.
I'm not trying to get any. I'm just talking about the exposure. As people, we got to talk about this shit. That's how new people will hear it and go, "Oh, what's that?"
You get exposure by people sharing, because the other thing about YouTube, in order to be a subscriber, you actually have to have an account with YouTube.
Okay, Mary, you got to
Yes.
realize whatever circus this group we're in represents, it is the least popular group in existence. We are the fringe of the fringe.
Oh, I don't know that I'd say that.
I would. We're hanging like a hair in a biscuit because half of us are still in the fucking game. Because there's no way out. It's a trap. If you don't do it, you're going to lose everything you got. Now, these things are life fucking threatening. People they can't just, I'm not going to do that. Well, I can do that. Vince, he can do that too. It's a rare quality. Some people call it, what do you call it? I get called names all the time about it. What was it? What was that last? Remember we were talking about this earlier. Tax evader.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
see, and I see this as, there's an awful lot of people that are wandering around on the game board. They're not necessarily playing the game, but they're still wandering around on the game board. Does that mean they're playing the game just because they're simply wandering around on the game board?
But do you realize what the tax laws are like here compared to America? So if I wouldn't play it there, I'm not going to play it here either.
Yeah.
Makes me an anarchist in the sight of the world government or whatever the fuck these idiots think they got. And as long as I'm never, trying to get $1 million and all that, I'm fine. Just don't chase too much and attract too much attention to whoever you are. And most people just leave you the fuck alone.
And yeah, so why do you want to attract too much attention to you if you're doing something that's adverse to what the rest of the world is thinking? Well,
right.
Maybe what you're doing, you think would be beneficial to the rest of the world. I think would be beneficial to the rest of the world. But maybe the rest of the world thinks you're a fucking nut job and leave me the hell alone. That's that whole Stockholm syndrome thing. People they're so used to the way things are going, and they're so afraid of, change that they are willing to beat someone down who is out there showing them change.
I don't think it's that complicated. I mean, I'm not saying what you're saying isn't correct. I'm just saying the explanation that you take it's not that complicated. It's more simple than that. To me, again, we're the me and you, right? Because I see this as they're the two emotions that we have, and everything is branched off those other two emotions. So you can't be in both of them at the same time. You choose one over the other at a conscious level.
Yeah.
I'm going to be mad. If you start feeling mad, you can stop feeling mad if you want to. But sometimes being mad at somebody is sick. It's like a sick fascination that I seem to enjoy. Like the thing with Hans, because he's so obstinate, and he thinks he knows something that other people that we're not aware of, and there's nothing to fucking know.
Yeah, and people that let him get on their last nerve and constantly dwell in their heads are basically renting him room space in their head and not charging him any rent.
Well, yeah, to some folk he's entertaining, and to me I get equal amounts of both. And yeah, I don't know. Yesterday he just tipped me over the too much bullshit line. You know, he got me. It took him longer to get where Tim got. Tim got there right away. He didn't. Boom, he was there. This guy Hans, he worked my nerve and worked. He won. I'm done with him. I think we'll just call it a draw, and I'll just stay out of your I'll stay out of your conversations, because what you have to say is so wrong on so many levels, and all you're doing is dragging yourself down, and anybody that tries to help you, you shit on them.
But did he win or did you win? Because
of course he won.
No, did you
won.
win because you said, okay, done, stepping away? Is that really losing, or is that just setting up your own boundary and saying, okay, here's my boundary, you cannot go no further. You shall not pass. So you won because now you booted him out of your head.
Well, I figure I'm so close to the Soviet border here. I'm going to replace, bullshit crap with real crap for a while, and I don't have room for both. I can do one or the other, but I'm not one of those. What do you call them? Multitaskers. I can't juggle and pee at the same time for some reason.
Well, yeah, that tends to make a splattery mess.
Yeah, and my balls keep hitting the chair. Oh, it's terrible.
Oh, I hate when that happens.
But anyway, but who was it? I think it was, well, anyway, somebody was saying, I think it was you, that people will be in your path and they'll irritate you or they'll make you smile or whatever they do for you, that when that thing's done, it's over and you're done. Mm-hmm. As long as it's in front of you, do it. Well, it's a decision I'm capable of making when I'm done with somebody. And I can do it for 5 minutes, or I could do it for 50 years. I don't care.
I am truly that selfish and Jewish, Miss Mary. Truly.
Well, sometimes selfish is just self-preservation, whether it's physically or if it's mentally.
Well, I want to channel my deep brainwave thinking thoughts when I'm stoned out of my fucking mind on something worth thinking about. It gets old to be, when you're in a room full of people that smoke pot, and then there's this one guy that's always calling all of you a bunch of names because you smoke pot. What is he there for? So
to see his own stuff on a screen, basically.
He wants to have his words. What was that guy from Facebook was doing? Published?
Oh, copyrighted, yeah.
Copyrighted.
Immortalized. Okay, well.
Holy fuck. Well, I invited him onto the Dork Table yesterday to end this thing, deal with it. And, he doesn't want to. He wants to play like a 10-year-old, No, every time that a grown-up abuses a child, a grown-up comes out of it looking like a fucking punk. And I don't want to be the punk that abused Hans. So I'm done with Hans.
Okay.
And, well, I got a record of it, too, here. So now I will have to be held accountable for my word.
Yes, you will.
Because in the electronic world, your word is not necessarily your signature, mind you, but it is what you write.
Yeah. Well, whatever you put out there on the internet is out there forever. Because somebody can, someone can always delete it, but there's always someone that may have downloaded or copied and pasted or whatever the hell. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So if you can make it, I could make it. So it would be look like the same damn thing to the person that doesn't know how to identify what a source is, for example. Like me, I wouldn't know. You put two pictures that look alike, and I wouldn't know they were made by two different people unless you told me. I wouldn't even think of it. Never come to mind.
See,
But that's the good and bad life that we play in reality. And that's the reality I step the fuck away from and won't do, and take a lot of shit for not wanting to do it.
See, and that's what I see about a bunch of, these people in politics, why they're so fucking paranoid, is because they would do this stuff, so therefore they project whatever they would do onto everyone else, not even considering the thought that no one else would behave like them. But they're going to project their own thoughts and behaviors on everyone else just so that they can beat them off at the pass, so to speak, and
when you're out and about in society, do you have that as a conscious thought constantly, that you're protecting yourself from something?
No.
Oh, okay, me neither. I just go out and do my business. I don't know. I don't even care. People smile at me, I smile back. If people frown at me, I look away. Let's have society. You got to do what you got to do in it to effectively avoid it, because it's a cancer. It's fucking horrible.
Now, when I'm driving, I do watch out for everyone else, and I am paranoid of all the other drivers because nobody else knows how to frickin' drive. God dang
and that's
morons.
What they say about you.
I know.
Okay,
my daughters say that all the time.
Divide and conquer, exactly. And they got us all arguing against each other about stuff that's made up, driving laws and shit that's out so far out of your fucking control you wouldn't believe it, but because you watch TV and use internet, you've got these false ideas in your head about what's possible and what is not possible, and what's true and what ain't true, and what's real and what ain't real. And it's so fucking simple. If you get conned into believing a lie, you still got conned into believing a lie. It doesn't mean it's true. There comes a time where you've got to face the reality of whatever it is you're looking at. Whether it's 9/11, JFK, or you got siblings, okay? Mm-hmm. One of them spilt the glass, and you got two to choose from. And what are you going to do? And they always seem to want to punish over infractions and mistakes and normal things that people do, and they do them, and they make mistakes doing them. And instead of, you made a mistake, it's a crime to do it, so you get a citation.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like, when you were talking earlier, my mind went to, when you were talking about when you got put on a bus and all that other fun stuff when you were a kid. And my mind went to, there wouldn't be so damn many pervies on the street if they would quit locking up all of the people that are doing things that are not a crime, like smoking pot or what have you. Quit locking up those people, and you have lots and lots of room for all the ass munches that are out there diddling kids or going out and mangling people, and it's
yeah, but see, the numbers are truly so small, the percentage of whack-a-fucking-doodles that there truly are, that they have to arrest potheads to justify the size of this fucking corporation they made to hold criminals in.
Yeah.
It's a scam. It's a business. It's just like we're a commodity, just like anything else. And instead of people facing society and going, wait a minute, I'm being fed poisons and bad electricity, and I'm being treated like a slave, they love it. They want to be celebrities and make $1 billion. That's what they want. Where did that come from? What the fuck is wrong with everybody? You live like we live, but yet in your head, you're going to be a billionaire someday so that other people can't be a billionaire? What?
Yeah. Get money out of the equation.
And well, then they go, well, you don't understand capitalism. Well, no, but I understand greed.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking born and bred Jew. Boy, I know what greed is.
Well, greed is a whole other ball of wax. But, greed isn't just money. But right now, the main culprit is the monetary system. Greed can be things, too. Yeah.
Yeah. It starts out small. With some people, it's money. And it doesn't matter how many people do it. It's the ones that do it that are wrong.
Yes.
And we're sucked into this fucking vacuum that you're taught all this bullshit. Anybody can grow up to become the president of the United States. You're 6 years old. You don't know what a president of the United States even is, but you're repeating this shit. And then when you're in your 20s or your 30s, if you're lucky, you find out that they're all related to King George of England in the first place. So somebody told you another story.
Well, anybody can grow up to be president of the United States, so long as, and that's when those lovely little rules kick in, so long as you go by, I'll do without, thank you very little.
Hey, Cakes is here.
Cakes is here, woo!
We have a mental case in the room, mental pancakes.
Hello, mental.
Dr. Lecter to the operating room. Dr. Lecter, please. I have some fava beans and a nice Chianti. I told you about that census taker, didn't I?
No, you. Oh man.
I don't know. I interrupted you, and then you interrupted me back, and then I interrupted you again.
And I'm waving. I'm waving at mental pancakes because he's waving like a crazy man.
Hey, Cakes. Hey, he decided to join the Dork Table on his Saturday.
I know.
It's always good to see a fellow dork at the Dork Table.
Ain't nothing like pancakes in the morning.
Waving like a crazy man.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Anyways, so what were you ranting about before I so rudely interrupted you? Is your time machine broken?
No, I think I was just talking about how I think that they've created all of these other crimes so that they can put people that aren't hurting anyone into these cages and let the vile critters roam. Because, well, we have to have room for all of these new criminals. But it goes back to my whole premise of laws and dictating what is a crime and what is not a crime. Laws are written to create criminals, period. They aren't written because it's for your own good. They are written to create more criminals and therefore generate more revenue, period.
Then how, okay, and I understand that clearly. Why? You seem to understand that clearly, and most of the names I've seen in the room, Rob Works and so on, Mental, I mean, they all seem to understand this, and that's what I mean by the public is not desperate enough yet, and when they are desperate enough, I don't know if there will be enough time to do anything about it.
You've always got time.
Okay, the games these fuckers tell me they're playing, there's pretty serious shit. Let's see if it's true or not.
Well, okay. And who's the one that always told me just because you read it somewhere doesn't make it true?
That's why I've asked people.
You know,
I'm getting the same answer. Wait a minute. There you go. So if I get the same answer from everybody I ask, what are the odds of me being screwed again?
But what if they're all looking at the same source? What if they're just looking at that one source that is putting it out on multiple different places, as opposed to someone else that's going, excuse me, I'm here, I see this, they added 100 people.
Welcome to the Optimistic Mary Show with your hostess.
Well, it's just, to me, it's an alternative.
I know.
You know, you've always got somebody's perspective. There's always somebody that's got the Eeyore perspective of gloom and doom. Oh my God, my tail fell off again.
You could look in the camera and see how. Do I look like I'm in some kind of paranoid panic state of mind?
No, you don't. But that's a sad thing about this world is the bad news is what gets shared more than the good news. And how do we know that bad news isn't a bunch of bullshit just to keep you from seeing the good news?
Well, yeah, that's okay. Optimistic, Mary. I understand what you're saying, but I would say just because of the horrible times that we're in and the horrible shit that these fuckers do indicates to me that whether or not what they're saying is true or false is not the issue. The issue is that we're hearing it.
Yes, we are hearing it, and more people are starting to believe it because they hear it, which means that instead of being out there and beating our drums and saying, this is all bullshit, stop, you need to do, yada, 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 you got to quit that crap. Instead of doing that, say, hey, did you notice what this really cool person over here did? You know, because even if you're fighting against something, you're still focusing your energy on that something. So instead of focusing your energy on whatever it is that you're fighting against or you disagree with or whatever, instead of focusing your energy on that, find something else to focus your energy on. Find something else to talk about. Get other people to focus on other things besides the assholes that are jumping up and down saying, you see how bad this is? It might be a little molehill over there about 20 miles away from you. But every damn jack-booted reporter in the world is going, do you see that molehill over there? It's a mountain, I tell you. You may not know this, but to an ant, it's a mountain. You know, that's...
Hey, to me, it's a mountain, too.
Well... You know, it's a matter of perspective, and I know that. That's basically what I'm trying to do. You're
trying to take away my World War III.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am, because I refuse to believe it. I just flat-ass refuse to believe it. I believe there are so many honest, awesome people in this world that don't want to hurt anyone else. And if you ignore that bratty child that's sitting over in the corner and coloring and writing dirty words all over the wall, if you ignore their sorry ass and just leave them over in that corner, then let them stay in that frickin' corner and write their dirty words on the wall with their crayons. Eventually, they're going to get tired of their own stench, but if you don't let them out of the corner, they're going to have to sit in their own damn stench.
Ooh, sounds so forceful.
Well, I get so freaking tired of, oh, they're doing this, oh, they're doing that. Do you really know they're doing that? Are you there? Do you see them doing that?
Okay, wait, but stop. Now, see, to not give it some kind of credibility, though, is also a weakness, because then you're not open to possibility. It's a razor's edge. You can't win.
I know it's a razor's edge, but it just...
And
I've seen so much of them, doing the fakey shit on the news.
I know. I live right next door to Germany. I know about all their exaggerations. That's why, to get my attention on something like this after all these years... I mean, what's that movie called? Over the Hedge. It's a cartoon about a bunch of animals. They got pushed in this little spot to live. And their leader is a turtle or something, and his tail tingles, and he knows something's wrong.
Yeah.
And that's the only fucking way I can explain what I'm thinking, because I've got no proof, but I've been alive long enough to know.
Your tail is tingling.
The things that we're hearing, whether they're physically true or not, with the society that we live amongst, it doesn't fucking matter if it's true or not. These idiots still believe the Twin Towers were taken down by the enemy, for fuck's sake.
Well, they were taken down by the enemy. They were taken down by the enemy, just not the enemy that the fingers are pointing at.
Right, yeah, blah. So okay, Miss, I'm going to be optimistic.
Taking all the fun out of my rant.
Well, I get what you're saying.
I know you do, but
Hey, wait, go with this. This is the magic that makes the Dork Table so fun.
Yeah.
I know we agree on the edges of this shit, and the core is somehow, you look at it one way, I look at it another way.
Well, we agree on the core as well. It's just it's that journey getting from the edges to the core. That's where we kind of diverge.
It could be the gender split, and you're just thinking out from, that special place that only ladies have.
I'm going to vote with my lady parts.
She said the V word right in front of me. Oh,
I did not say vajayjay. I said my lady parts.
I said V word. Vote.
Oh. Yeah, I went there.
Apparently.
Okay, now, getting back to the chat.
Okay.
Wow. I don't know. This has just been a dorky where the mind goes show. And
yeah.
I like your optimism, okay? But we're dealing with fucking bankers and politicians here, dear. These fucking people do not play around because they're not the ones that do the dying.
I know, that's a sad thing. But see, I also see this as they know they've already lost. Now, that doesn't mean that it's not going to get ugly, but they know they've already lost. They know we've already reached a tipping point. There's enough people out there, I think, that are calling bullshit on the whole mentality thing.
Yeah.
They don't know what to do about it, but they're calling bullshit on the mentality thing. So, and that's the first step, is the shift in thought process. That's the first step.
Yeah.
And there are an awful lot of people out there that are going, no, we don't want to play that game. But the ones that are playing the game, the ones that have already lost the game, that doesn't mean that they can't take that game board and knock it off the table. Just out of spite, because they are in a very dangerous and precarious position right now. It's either, say uncle and try and survive this whole mess, or continue with the mindset that they've got of, well, if I can't have it, nobody can. And that's where I think we're at right now, is we're dealing with the if I can't have it, nobody can path that they're going down. And we need to stop them from that.
Okay. I agree with you. I just don't see how.
Well, and I think it's the shift in energy. I think it's the people just saying, nah. And a lot of that will take a lot of the people that are actually doing the shooting, the fighting, all that fun stuff, the aggressors, the paid aggressors in this whole situation that don't realize that that's all they are, is paid aggressors.
Yeah.
But it's going to take a bunch of the paid aggressors to say, fuck you who? I don't think so. Because if you get enough of them that say, fuck you who, and step away from the game board, what are they going to do with the game?
Well, what if the electricity didn't work tomorrow and you had no internet, no cell phones and shit? What would you do?
I have candles. I have a lantern. I have a wood-burning stove. I would still be able to feed myself. I would be able to keep myself warm. I would read books. I would knit. I would check on my neighbors.
Boy, are you a dork.
Yes, I am.
Wow. Yeah, that sounds about right. That's what makes sense. But I don't think that a lot of people believe that that is so controllable. They're just waiting for a reason to show them. They haven't even flexed. They've shown you like riot police and shit like that, but they haven't shown you the true strength of their power. And that's in the communication.
But you know what? If the communication goes down or the supply line goes down.
Yeah. Then they'll blame it on the Russians, and everybody will be hating Russia. And
But if the communication goes down, how are they going to blame it on the Russians if they have no means of communication?
messenger.
That takes time.
How much time?
Well, say you have a massive, what is it, an EMP? Is that what it is? Or a massive solar flare.
Oh, Christ. I don't even know what those things are.
You know,
I
if
don't know.
you
The
have
things I
something
see on
like that you keep
Yeah.
hearing all this shit that it will fry the
I don't
grid
hear it.
or whatever. You have
No, I
something
don't
that
hear
fries the grid, and I don't give a shit who they are. You cannot protect yourself from everything. You know, just about every person. What if the power stayed off for 2 weeks, a month, a year? If it stayed off for a year, I might be in trouble. 2 weeks, I'd still be okay, especially in the winter. I'd still be okay. A month, I might still be okay, but
you're not a city apartment dwelling participant of the game.
No,
dear.
and those are the ones I really feel bad for, is the ones that are in the city that cannot be self-sufficient. You know, that it will get ugly.
You know,
I feel
people
bad
have
for them.
this. People have this idea too that your intelligence is a direct result of how much money you have at fingers' reach. They seem to think that, wow, they got money to be on the internet. They must know a lot of things. Well, let me assure you of one thing. Wrong. You know? Because I know people that can't rub 2 cents together I've met in travels that were smarter than anybody I'd ever met.
Well, and it's like a discussion. Well, it wasn't really a discussion. It was a chatter being obnoxious, and I was losing. I went off the deep end. But I got to thinking about it later when I was no longer quite so frazzled and pissed, and got to thinking, you know, it all, because, you know, when people say that there is a difference in races, bullshit. I beg to differ. The only difference is a difference you look for. A difference that you look for, and if you can't find it, you make it up and think of reasons to justify it. Because it's like the whole thing of calling a fish stupid because it can't climb a tree.
Yeah, no, like the pothead thing. Yeah, gets
know,
old.
You know, you get to a point where it's like, it depends on where you're at as to what will decide if you are a smart person or not. Because you could be the smartest person in the world in the city, but you put your sorry ass out in the Amazon jungle.
Yeah.
How smart are you now? And those people that live in the Amazon jungle that you called savages and that you said were dumb or whatever, how dumb are they now?
Yeah, I know. Things aren't valued. See, that's what I mean. It's like, if it's not necessary, it doesn't have a value. Wow. That in itself, think about that for a while. Like Rob Works obviously gave it some thought. And at some point decided to size down a little bit, and you don't need all this. And me and Cirque, well, we've only been together 3 years, so for right now, we need all this.
Yeah.
This is what the wife wants, so this is what we do. You know, if she wanted to live in America, I would have done whatever she wanted. I'd made my choices about where and when and how enough in life to learn. I'm not choosing anything, man. This shit takes me where it wants me to go. And it looks like I'm making decisions, but it ain't really like that. It's like a journey, you know?
Yeah.
And I just go where I'm intended to go.
Yeah.
And I talked to my mom yesterday, I think, or maybe today. No, I think it was yesterday. And, you know, all is well on the homestead, and brother is going to come over and do a little visiting with her and whatnot and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, there's the 3 of us left. And they're both in ill health. And here I am carrying a backpack to go to the grocery store to get milk. You know, it's like life just don't seem fair.
Yeah, well, sometimes it doesn't. And I'm
Mm.
looking at the
No.
chat here,
Mhm.
and Rob Works said that very few people could last 2 weeks, which, yeah, not without outside help, which is why you need to have friends, community, whatever. That's where
Mhm.
that small community comes into play.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Because I thought about it, and the first thing these Danes would do is figure out a way to get the damn electricity up.
yeah.
They'd get together and, okay, who knows about this? And they delegate. Logic would go to this guy knows that, and Bjorn knows how to do that. They would just work together to accomplish something. They're not greedy, I'm going to bomb your house kind of people.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
what you need to do, but a lot of that happens in smaller communities. It doesn't always happen. And the sad thing with cities, and you can actually see this. I
Hey,
mean, you
Vinny.
can see rioters, and any
Mhm.
riot
Mhm.
always starts out small, and then
Of
it just
course. Yeah.
starts growing. And the reason
Yeah.
it starts growing and getting so massive and getting so bad is because of that vibe. So
Yes.
if you
That's it.
have someone that, or a group of someone's that step in and go, ain't having this. And when you see situations like that where you have a group that steps in and goes, ain't having it, then the riot disperses. Or it at least moves elsewhere, but it's no longer in that spot. And it's an energy shift is what it is. It's a
There you go.
vibe
Right.
shift.
Right. And then that's when we start talking dork.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. Well, see, we're just too divided, Mary. I just don't. I know, Mr. Pessimist, but I just can't see myself. I can't see getting over my prejudice against people that are against hemp and cannabis. See, I've got my prejudice involved in that decision because I look at them as being the problem, the way I was indoctrinated into what I believe.
But see, a
Whether
lot
I'm
of them
right
don't.
or wrong,
Yeah, a lot.
but whether I'm right or wrong does not matter. It matters that you're in a disagreement about something as much of the time as you can.
And see, the way I see it is they just don't understand. And so instead of looking at them as an enemy, I look at them as someone that maybe I can give them a little bit of information and maybe they will understand. Or at least start grasping the concept. And I've actually
Mhm.
put that to use and
Mhm.
actually made a difference. Whether
Oh
they
yeah, I
were
know that.
just whether they were
Yeah.
just saying to me what they thought I wanted to hear or whatever, but especially initially, people will,
Mm.
oh yeah, right, or oh hey, I can kind of see that point. But then the more you talk with them, and if you're not talking with them in a confrontational manner, if you're just saying, hey, have you considered? Have you thought of? Did you ever think to maybe? And you
Mm.
put it like that to people,
Mm.
then eventually they will start coming to you and going, hey, did you think of, I tried something. And
Mm.
then you see, that's when you start seeing where you have made an inroad. And it wasn't because you were bashing in there with a tank. It's because you went up and went, hey, excuse me, but do you think maybe? Take a look at this. Not like the Jehovah Witnesses that come around to everybody's door and go, have you found Jesus? Because I didn't know he was lost, and I'm not going to look
Uh,
for him.
yeah, no shit.
Guy wanders off all the frickin' time, never tells anybody where he's going. Shit, I ain't going to go looking for him. He'll show back up again.
Well,
The
maybe
hell?
he's free. I don't know.
Well,
It's all a bunch. Okay, see, there we go. And I just go back to, well, if they'll lie to me about one thing, then I ain't trusting none of it.
okay.
And
Yes,
then look,
Java Doctor
you
2 just said fake news sells, which yes, it does, Java.
well, yeah, even on here, I mean, I want to know are there real problems in Poland and on the Polish-Soviet border? Because I'm close to it. See, they got me they hooked me, got my curiosity bone. Because I'm like I'm an investigative mind. I gotta know stuff, man.
Yeah. See, and
Oh,
Beth
come on,
C says
Mary.
that you'd be banned from some groups for doing so, and I
Mm.
counter, and is that a bad thing? Is it necessarily a
Mm-mm.
bad thing to have someone not want to be your friend that you completely disagree with anyway? Someone
Well,
that
yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
want you
yeah,
around
yeah.
because
I'll
you
give you an
disagree.
example. Yeah, I'll give you an example. Facebook,
Yeah.
because all the people I know on here, most of you, still use Facebook, and
Mhm.
I've been banned off that fucking thing so many times, and they want so much of me to be a member of their shit that I don't like anyway, because I keep getting banned. That
Mhm.
fuck them. But yet, but 9 out of 10 players will go, but I've got family on there. I've got family on there as well. But I got other family that's on there that I can go, hey, open this up for me.
Yeah.
So, you know, there, I've taken that just disregard for fucking rules and regulation to wherever it needs to go to fit me. But as far as Facebook goes, I would never try to join that again because they banned me so many times. It's like, wow, god damn, enough. But because I won't go on it, my daughter's on it, but she won't come here
Yeah. I see that,
because
Beth.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry, I'm responding to Beth.
Well,
Yeah.
respond to Beth. I know she's Beth. Beth knows her shit.
Yes, she
That's
does.
there you go. What's there to fucking know? There ain't much to fucking know. That's the problem. It's so easy if you just tell the truth in your daily life about the big things that you live by and realize what you're looking at. It's easier to stomach that way.
Yeah.
Because what they're doing to you might not be ethical and it might not be moral, but I'll tell you this, it's fucking legal or they wouldn't do it. And it's legal because you don't know what they're fucking doing. They're not accountable to you. They're accountable to the people that own them. And they've manipulated all of us through this magic shit they call law. That's bullshit.
And you know what?
Hmm.
That's the whole mess, I think, right there. Is
Mm-hmm.
people keep thinking that they need to be accountable to others. They need to be
Mm-hmm.
accountable to themselves.
That's right.
Be accountable for yourself and to yourself.
Yeah. Because,
Because trying to
can
be
make me
accountable to others just means that you're bowing to the whims of others. And it's like,
I
excuse
was
me?
going to be more in the moment. Cert can make me a sandwich, but I have to be the one to eat it.
Yeah.
Doesn't do me any good if she makes it for me if I don't eat it. And
True.
then you go beyond all that. What about the ingredients that went into making that sandwich? What if she's feeding me shit that's bad for me? Then what? What purpose is being served?
And what if she doesn't know that what she's feeding you is bad for you?
No,
Does
she
that make her
knows.
culpable? Well, no,
No.
but thinking in the abstract.
Denmark had to lower their fucking standards of quality as a country to fit into the EU.
Ah.
Okay, so no, I don't think so. No. And the reason that the refugees won't come here is because the government they won't give them free money. If they've got any source of something, then they treat them that they don't need the money. So they go somewhere else instead so they can get more money.
Yeah.
If they wanted help, they'd take the help, but they don't want that. They want a bigger check. So.
Oh, yeah. I've run into people like that. You always, especially out here, because there's an awful lot of desolate area out here, and people break down or what have you, and
Mary,
they'll go, could you give me some money to get me wherever, or I've got these kids and we're broke down, and can you give me some money? And every time I see something like that, I don't necessarily give them money, but if they have children, I will give them food, I will give them water.
No. But see, that's the mindset we've all been beaten into along the road. That's the point. The answers that we have that we have been convinced are what we want are really fucked up for us because the game is stacked and there's no way to play it. All you can ever do in this life as one of us is survive it. There's
Yeah.
no millionaires. No, there's no running around with Donald Trump on a plane for us. So think about that for a minute. What the fuck does he do it? And I can't. Something's not right. Well, could it be the way we're taught from birth to
Yeah.
cradle to grave, and everything in the middle is all bullshit? So wow. And then when you talk to other people about it, all they end up doing is defending the fucking beast you're against.
Yeah. Because
You're
they
a dork.
don't know any.
Ah,
They
I
don't
know.
actually know any different. That's the sad thing. And nobody
Doesn't
will
it?
actually sit down with them and explain to them that there is something different. Takes a little bit of responsibility on your part, but there is something different. Beth says she's going to share something that all those lefties shouting down those trying to talk. It's a bigoteer, which I like that. I would love to see that, Beth.
People, man, we're so dumb as a collective. Fucking ridiculous.
Well, and that's it. It's the herd mentality, and as soon as you truly understand the herd mentality, hey, Vinny.
Hey, Vinny.
Once you truly understand the herd mentality, then you know how to do the workarounds. Because a herd mentality, the herd will only go where the loudest one takes them.
I don't know. I'm not in it.
Or
so
the
I
most
can't really-
flamboyant one takes them, or however you want to put that. But the most attention-grabbing one, that's where the herd will go. So, if you figure out a way to grab their attention without being loud and obnoxious, which, okay, that leaves me out. But if you figure out how to get someone's attention without being loud and obnoxious and hurtful, and get them steered in a direction that's away from the cliff, then by God, you have really figured it out. That's what needs to be done, I think.
All I can think of is naked. That usually draws attention.
Lady Godiva. Well, I'll flash my blue hair. Even though it's not a lot of blue hair, but yeah.
Wow, and I thought stop signs were red.
They are. Well, I didn't go with red. I don't want people stopping. I want them going, ooh, cool.
Oh, wow.
Blue is a cool color.
Anybody that was ever popular in life, that ever told the truth, got shut down real quick.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not real quick. Maybe quick to our standard of quick today, but quick at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
even after all that shit Lenin went through with the war and trying to make a propaganda of peace, they let him do it for a while, but then he disappeared for 4 years.
Yeah, but maybe that was of his own choosing as well. And,
yeah, sure it was. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, and Taco Dork,
Oh, yeah.
they will follow their leader, which is why I don't want to follow no damn leader. But if somebody's got a light to kind of shine the way, let me see what in the hell's in the path, that person.
Well, yeah. If it wasn't all based on lies, then you wouldn't need to be told the truth about anything because it would already be true, which is my problem. The people that run this life that we live in, they lie to us with every breath they take, and we do exactly what we're told like little sheep. And if you buck against the grain or if you do anything outside of the norm, you get the other cows in the herd that are trying to be shot callers come down on you about being a tax evader and a quitter and a loser and a leaver and all that without actually knowing what took you to where you went.
And,
like
and deep down inside, they're intimidated by you and they're jealous. That's what it is.
Fuck all that. What I was going to is Moose was talking about it on the Freakers Ball last night, and she was saying Vinny went on a road trip, and she said I couldn't do that. I got kids. Right, exactly. But for those of us that we don't have any ties. Now I got Cirque, so I can't do it. See, that's what I'm talking about when I say I gave up my freedom to be married, because there was a day where I'd be doing what Vince is doing.
Yeah.
Now I just and I was going to do something else, and then I met Cirque and changed everything.
Yeah. Isn't it funny
But-
how different things pop into your path and all of a sudden your path shifts?
Right, but this internet, right, has brought me to Vince, and Vince got me interested in doing this, right? I'm really slow about stuff. It takes me forever I stick my toe in, and then 6 months later I stick my whole foot in, and a year later I might stick my leg in up to the kneecap. And, I'm like that.
Yeah.
With certain things. Well, this radio thing is one of them. It's fun as fuck to do this radio, but some of the stuff that we've done has been really memorable.
See, and I still have to listen to a Dork Table. I don't know that I've listened to one yet.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you, if you're gonna do it in July, Vince replaced you. I'd start there. I think it was like the 13th or the 18th or something like that, some 2-digit day of July. But you weren't there, so that's why he did the show with me. And his topic was fucking epic. It was about the courts they prosecute on the wrong strain of cannabis in court.
Yeah.
And for all these years of prosecution after prosecution on the wrong fucking strain that you're holding in possession, if it's that fucking nitpicky and detaily, are you kidding me?
Yeah, but I think they've corrected that now. I think I remember seeing something that they corrected it now.
Doesn't matter. It's still a fucking bald-faced lie, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's still a misdirect. You're still ruining people you're ruining their lives based on a misdirection. That's the cornerstone of why I do what I do. Because I don't trust any of these fuckers as far as I could throw a fucking house. Are you kidding me?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, a 30-year mortgage. They justify all this fucking lying and thievery to the public. They sell it to you like it's good for you, and then they lie about what the fucking title deed means. I've lived with people that believe I own this property I'm standing on. No, you don't. You own the house, and you're lucky to own that.
Well, and we will find out with Rob's guest today, because apparently land patents and all that fun stuff is going to be covered on Smoke and Mirrors right after us, which I definitely want to listen to.
Oh, yeah, Benny. Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm doing the hokey pokey. What does that mean?
What
did I do? I must have done something.
And you turned yourself around. That's what it's all about.
Oh, yeah, because, fuck, man, I was, it's easy to say what you could have done, but if you base the things that you could have done on the things that you did already do, it changes the game. But the things that I've done most people think I make it up. Oh, yeah, you went to England and then you went to America. Sure you did. And you never have any money. Yeah, right. How do you get around? I don't know. It just works.
Well, and it's really nobody else's business.
Oh, no. The last thing I would ever fucking do on the radio is brag about how much money I got. Fuck, that'd be insane.
Yeah.
I want to be the poorest broke dick you ever saw. God damn it. If we were any broker, I'd have to skin the cat just to pay the electric bill so we'd have cable.
Okay.
And that's the way I tell it. Hey, fuck yeah, why not?
Well,
you know who your friends are when you can't afford to buy them all a drink.
Yeah. Okay, I got to answer Vinny. Vinny, you don't own anything. If you actually owned something when you died, it would go with you. But it doesn't.
I'm taking them with me. Don't listen to Cirque. She's just saying that shit. She don't mean it. The nuts are going with me.
True, mental pancakes. All things are impermanent. Everything degrades. Everything expires. Except for energy. Energy just changes.
Why do you think I'm surprised that she hasn't poisoned my fucking food yet? Because things change. Well, you know what? Wow. I lived for that for many years. Things changed. And now I've got just this comfortable, I know what's going to happen tomorrow life.
I don't get it. I didn't even ask for it. It just happened. It
Well,
laid itself in front of me, and I went, okay, I can do that. And I did it.
there you go.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
Okay. Of course, at the time, I thought, well, I'm getting way in over my head here. I don't think I can do this. But, after 3 years, you go, hey, I think I did it.
I'm doing it.
Right. But I lost that fear of jumping into water, Maybe I never had it. That could be it, too. I don't know. But whatever Vince and me have that we can do what we do and just see where life goes. It's a great thing to be able to do it. And I know Moose thinks I'm bragging or something, and it's like having X-ray vision, and you're the only one in the world that has it. And then you meet somebody and they got it too, and you go, "Wow, I thought it was nuts." And they go, "No, there's two nuts." See, and then that's how it starts, and you start meeting people that think like you do.
Well, yeah.
And right. Well, most of the people that I do meet that think like I think are not online. They're in real life. They're just doing what they're doing in life, and they're not concerned about money. And I've got a lot acquaintances through Circle here in Denmark that are like that. They don't. Yeah, they live as cheaply as they can get away with living. Just do as the minimal amount that so they can be part of society and live in it. But no ambition to be a millionaire and nah.
Yeah.
And then she's got friends that are the exact opposite, that are after the money. And I find the ones that I like the best are the ones that don't give a shit.
Yeah.
My peers, the ones that aren't after nothing are just, wow, they're entertaining as hell.
In other words, follow your vibe and you will find your tribe.
Yeah, we had a wall fell out of my shed through a windstorm. Something went wrong, blah, blah, blah. It's not insured for that. So we had somebody look at it and they said, you could probably save it, be better than the expense of taking it down. So, but in the meantime, me and one of Cirque's friends she introduced me to come over for the weekend, and we were taking it apart. And the last time they come over to do work, I went, nah, I changed my mind. We're going to try to save it. And I went, we don't want to be out there in the fucking 12 degrees doing anything anyway. And there it went. But willing to work, willing to not work, whatever my mood was, my whim was going to be met by my friends. And it's just really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, you've been faced with, you said we were going to do this, and now you're changing your mind. I don't get that. I can change my mind, and they either do it or they don't. No problems. It's really cool. I like it.
Minds like diapers should be changed often when they start smelling bad.
Uh-oh. I need to wash my hair again.
You might need to change your Depends.
Oh, man. I thought that was my feet.
Ew. And Beth Z, I agree with you. Most definitely.
Rob, it's 5 till now, so he wants to know when he's got 1 minute. So when it's 59, we'll go, Rob! You got a minute!
Yeah, and then I'll shut it down.
And then you do whatever the fuck you want, Missy.
Because I don't know how much I have. I keep thinking I'm going to time to see how long the delay is, but then I spaz it off because I get busy with trying to do all of my end of show shit, and yeah.
All that geek talk is so dorky.
Yeah, ain't it though?
Okay.
It's kind of hot, ain't it?
She made a joke.
Well. We got 4 minutes, Rob, so you got 3 minutes till time for you to get your shit together.
Yeah, he'll do it. He pulled it off last time. I'm sure he'll do it this time. But see, they're going to talk about that subject that I brought up at the end on Poipus. Is the reality of Moose knows all about this shit too. Is the reality of what you own versus what you think you own. And then then you got to argue with people that know even less than you know about what you're talking about. It's hopeless. It's a trap.
Yeah, you don't own anything. Everything owns you.
No. Yeah, me
The
and Cirque say
things own you. If you take care of them, those things own you.
me and Cirque say we're renting the house from the state so we don't have to live in the park.
There you go.
There you go. Mm.
Yes.
But
Cognitive
then again,
dissonance. There you go. Yeah.
uh-oh. Well,
There's an awful lot of that going on.
well, can't you change the meat of the dissidence or whatever it is, and make it something other than what it is? Instead of people believing stupid shit, couldn't the cognitive dissonance to believe the truth as it really is?
Well, I don't know. I think I don't know. I'll have to ponder that one.
Well, it's
Well, you
all
know
part
what?
of your mindset thing. If we're all in tune on the right harmony and we all knew we were doing it, then we would believe we were doing it and it would be something to do. It would be real. That's how reality works for me. If me and Cirque agree, there's no stopping us. We get whatever we want done. And if we don't agree, then whatever we're trying to do doesn't work. That's how you know somebody's not agreeing with you. It's not working. Not doing anything wrong, you're just not on the right frequency. But we're not taught that. No,
Yeah.
we're taught to argue, blame. It's your fault! Goddamn long-haired hippie!
Yeah, doing them their dirty long-haired hippie things over there.
Damn.
Oh, well, you know what? We are
Damn.
just about out of time here, Flasheroony Head, and we need to get out of here before Rob gets in here. So
Can I dance naked in my girl suit?
I don't.
It's made out of real girls.
I do not want to go there. Damn it, you know I have a very visual mind. Stop that shit. Jesus. Okay,
Yeah.
y'all have been listening to the Dork Table here on this Saturday morning
59
/
till
afternoon /
after
evening.
1
Yeah.
minute.
Yeah, we need to get the hell out of here. So thanks, everybody, for listening in. Be sure to stick around because Rob Works is coming up right after us with Smoke and Mirrors. Then Kira will be on with The Bridge right after him. Bo Diddy this evening with Bodacious Tunage. Tomorrow at noon Eastern Time is Grimner with The Blues. And tomorrow at 2 Eastern Time is Hal Anthony with Opening Up a Can of Whoop Ass. Tomorrow evening at 7 is The Road Less Traveled with Gary L. and Gigi's Boo. Love you all.